Well, welcome back to Bevington Farm. Now, very early sunrise in November, and I have a screenshot that hopefully does it justice. We'll see. We have lots to do on the fields for weeding. I have neglected that quite heavily, so we have a lot of weeds in a lot of fields. So I'm going to hope that when we go out and spray them with herbicide, it will nip them all in the bud and it won't impact on our yield when it comes to harvest. But yeah, that's been quite an oversight. This tractor has narrow tyres on it. The sprayer is lifted by the 3-point hitch, so again it shouldn't be trailing behind. So hopefully we won't do any crop damage on any of the fields where crop damage would be a thing. But yeah, we're going to see. After that, I need to transfer whatever milk we do have in the cow barns into our little dairy over there. Start producing some butter and bottled milk. I think it's the other one we're producing from there. And then after that, we will see where the day takes us. Yeah, just the right kind of lighting and the right amount of mist just to be quite scenic. So if I'm correct, it's every field from far down there right through up to not the last field which has got the oilseed radish in, but everything in between. We'll start down here and I will probably catch up with you once all this is done. And hopefully it won't be too long of a time lapse. It shouldn't be. It's quite a big sprayer. It should be done in a fairly swift manner.
Sometimes like all you want to do is run. Hear me out, But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know.
Okay, that is the weeding done, and it took a little bit longer than I thought it was going to take for the size of the fields and the size of the spare. Let's just double check though it has actually done something, because there were times where I didn't know if it was. Yeah, so it has. It's, well, except that one strip that I've missed. So I might need to go back and do that at some point. Oh, I've missed a little bit there too. Okay, so I wasn't paying full attention to every line. Yeah, that's that done. Right, I want to get some milk put into the dairy. Now I know with realistic livestock my cows have not been producing as much milk as I would like. I know that that's partly because they haven't given birth for the time being, and whilst a lot of them are pregnant, they still haven't given birth. So it is what it is. I think on future maps I might elect not to use realistic livestock. I've struggled to get my head around it in some respects, and it hasn't had the same appeal I don't want to get to know it. Right, so milk. I should hopefully be able to get it from here, I think. And then I'll put this in and then go around to the other cow barn, get that level of stock. Turn the triggers off screenshot and I haven't put them back on. Got milk from that shed. We should get milk from these two. One should be buffalo milk, one should be regular milk. One triggers in this end and the other triggers in the other end. Ah, interesting. Not for that one. There's our buffalo milk. The other cow shed must be another trigger. With this tanker here. Now that's curious. I think that's the historic buffalo milk from when I had them in the other shed, which means one of those cow sheds is not producing milk at all since we put them in. And finally, we'll have to get the Bellend Road dairy shed, get its milk out, because it doesn't link directly into this production point because I've customized and put that production within that shed. not sure where the triggers are for this one. Assuming it's up here somewhere. Potentially. Not. Oh, there it is at the entrance. Okay. He was down here somewhere. Yeah, so they haven't produced any milk at all while they've been in that cow shed. Well, that's disappointing, but not much I can do about that now. So, we will turn this on. I think we're going to make buffalo milk into butter, and then we're going to turn regular milk into bottled milk. And that should reduce more of these pallets here. There are plenty more that can be spawned out, we haven't got them spawning just yet. And then the next thing to work out, we're in November, and the winter months are normally a good time to start selling stuff. So, let's have a look. So it looks like we've got £2.9 million worth of stuff we can sell, and at max price everything, it's only an extra 100,000 or so. We're not too far short. So butter is October, so we'll have to wait a little bit for that one then now, because that's just going to get further and further away from its target price. We can sell our canola in December. We'll lose 1,000 on it if we did it currently, so we will wait for another month. Carrots, again, January. We might get away with them in December too. Oh, corn we will absolutely need to wait. Whilst again we're only a couple of months away, that's a massive jump. Eggs we can sell now. We haven't got many of them. We'll for goat milk again is October. In case you're wondering, the goat milk is, I had the goat and sheep pasture from my Calmerston map transferred over. The milk still links to us, so we still get the benefit of that. Grass hopefully should be converting to silage over time. Linseed will have to wait. Yeah, so it's looking like the majority of things are going to wait. Weirdly though, the silage is now. Even though it is March, we're getting the much better price now. I think we have to do that this episode. But the rest, yeah, we're going to, I think, wait until December / January and then October. TMR we are not selling. We are going to, no, TMR we might sell, because we're not going to last this series out for more than a few more episodes. so we won't need this level of TMR for what we've got animal wise. So I think, yeah, we will sell some of that too. So, silage, TMR. I'm not sure which ones are bales for silage and which ones are just stock level, because we've got the Omatama production point that converts. We'll see what's in there first. Now maybe a few round trips. I think, given the fact that I've pre-given the time lapse quite a lengthy one for the spring, might do a few just jump cuts for the selling of produce. Right, let's get round here. Another thing I've noticed, which I'm quite disappointed in myself for, is I've widened this right hand gate and there's actually a collision just coming out there, so I've got to swing quite wide, otherwise I clip it. So even though I didn't quite get it that time, even though I'm not quite clipping the actual gate, it still clips. So ample silage bales to get rid of at some point. What's in here? Yeah, we've got 2 million litres, so I will do several loads of this and I will catch up with you in a little minute. Right, well, that has been 20 round trips to 2 destinations to sell the silage and the TMR. Like I said, there's 2 million litres in stock of both products. This trailer is an unrealistic capacity of 200,000 litres, and it still, like I said, took 10 trips per product, and all in all 3 hours. 3 hours that took. So whilst I don't mind, and I was watching YouTube videos in the midst of doing it all, I'm very much glad I didn't suggest doing a time lapse of that. That would have been a very long time lapse. But yeah, so for those who are starch against these unrealistic mods, at the end of the day, 3 hours to just do trips, round trips selling, and that's with an unrealistic trailer. If this was a 25-30,000 litre trailer, that would have been a massive undertaking of transport. And yes, in the real world, those tractors and trailers have to do that kind of level of journey for that quantity of product. But they will have more staff, they will have more vehicles, they will do it more progressively. All those different things make a big difference, where little old me on my own in a computer screen. Yeah. So I'm happy that we have 1.48, well, 1.048 million pounds in the bank balance. So we have gone up massively from just shy of 300,000, which is positive. We still have 2.5 million litres of silage, and unfortunately I suspect that is because it's all in bale format. And if I am completely honest, I think my auto-load bale trailer is this little small one. So there's maybe 1,000 trips to the sell point for those bales. Who knows? I do know that the trailer I've got my wool on is not auto-load. So we won't be able to auto-load the bales. I might have to consider purchasing an auto-load larger bale trailer to help shift all of this. That's the job for another episode on another day. But for those who have been watching, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.